Hello, folks. Don Brooks with my dear friend and my producer, Miss Von Burton.
Hello.
I take that back. You're not my producer. You're my director. There's a difference, you know. So, Miss Von Burton said to me, she said, Mr. Brooks, why don't we, it's such a lovely day, why don't we go outside and do it? I said, oh yeah, you should have, if you had told me that first, I would have packed a picnic basket. But we didn't do that, but we're outside, the children are playing. This is a very serious Dawn Brooks show, and the name of this one, well, all of them are serious. Well, I don't know about that. But this one is a serious one, and the name of it is Revisiting Affirmative Action. You probably know that affirmative action is in the news today. The courts are hearing a case about affirmative action, college admissions, and of course everybody knows what affirmative action is. In a nutshell, well, let me just back up a little bit. This country has a history of racism and discrimination against minorities. So to rectify that, measures were put in place by our government, and the first use of the term affirmative action came about in 1960 or 61 under the John F. Kennedy administration, and he issued a proclamation, an order. He issued an order that would alleviate prejudice in hiring, discrimination in the workplace and in schools and in public facilities and with anybody or any company that did business with the government, and that's majority of things. So affirmative action is under attack now, and the question is, do we need it? Now, if you had asked me that in the 60s, 70s, oh, and by the way, in 1965, Lyndon Johnson also reaffirmed this act. So it's been in place ever since then. It's under attack now, and if you had asked me, do we need affirmative action today, I would say maybe. Back then, I would say without a doubt. First of all, before I say we don't need it, I'm not blind to discrimination. It still exists. It still exists. But I think we have reached the point where we can do things on our own, and we've had the help. And I think a lot of people, not just people of a white persuasion, but also black people believe that now. They had a poll, if you believe polls, that 57% of black people said they don't want affirmative action. So the goal is to be able to do things on your own and not have a helping hand from the government. Now, we still need that in some areas. I don't know much about what we need in schools, but I don't think we need it in the workplace. I think that affirmative action is obsolete. It should be obsolete now. That's my hope, and this fly keeps bothering me. Maybe this wasn't a good idea, but anyway, I think affirmative action needs to be continue to be revisited. But I really think we've moved past that. But don't take that to mean that I think there's no more prejudice. We'll never end prejudice. We can't end discrimination. To end prejudice, you got to go to your heart. See you later.